This is about what to do in IELTS reading tests. Okay, this is passage one, and you should spend about 20 minutes on questions 1 to 13, which are based on a reading passage one below. In this reading courtesy part of the test, there are three reading passages, and you should spend about 20 minutes on one passage. It will take you about 10 to 12 minutes in reading, and you should take 12 minutes in reading, and you should spend 8 minutes to do the test. You don't have to write much in the test. There is just a skill that needs to do the test. Okay, so the topic of this passage is called, you can easily understand. And then there will be questions after this. When you have read this, now you see what type of questions are there. So these 13 questions on this passage are divided into usually mostly 2 to 3 parts. Okay. So in the beginning, you do 1 to 5 questions. Um, do the following statements agree with the information given in the reading passage one? In boxes 1 to 5 on your later you will transfer the answer to the answer sheet. So write true if the statement agrees with the information, write false if the statement contradicts the information, and write not given if there is no information on this. So we have to write true, false, not given. I am writing T for true, F for false, and NG for not given. But when you transfer the answer to the answer sheet, then you write against the number one. Okay, this is number one, and against it you will write true, false, or not given, whatever the case. And remember that anywhere in this text you don't have to write more than 3 words. Okay, so this is what to do. And let's start. The carved oak has the thickest bark of any living tree. So this is not given. Okay. So we should write here NG. Oh God, how? Where is it? Why has it come so down? Yes, NG. So uh, this was not given. And then scientists have developed a synthetic cork with the same cellular structure as natural cork. This is false. Okay. And then you see individual cork oak trees must be left for 25 years between the first and the second harvest. This is false. Okay. And let me see. Next, it is number 4. Cork bark should be stripped in dry atmospheric conditions. Well, this is true. So write true about it, and yes. Then the fifth and last term in this part, the only way to remove the bark from cork oak trees is by hand. Well, this is true. Okay. So you see, this is the answer. The way as you would have to write here on the this paper test. And then we see there are now questions 6 to 13. So the 13 questions were divided into 2 parts. Okay. After this, you will go to paragraph 2. I complete the notes below. When this one word only. Okay. You should write only one word, not more than one word. Okay. And follow the instructions. If you write 2 words or 3 words, your answer will go wrong. Will not be entertained. Okay. So comparison of aluminium screw caps and a cork bottle stopper. So advantages of aluminum. First of all, you see number before the spaces, and so you should take pencil and you should strike a line on these numbers. It will in this way the numbers will not interfere with your thinking process. Okay, so you see uh, you can go about the task quite easily after that being very free. Okay, so this I've done now. Okay, now I can easily see that the six is not the part of this text. So do not the advantages of aluminium secure core do not affect the dash of the bottle contents. Taste. Answer is taste. Okay, so these aluminium secure caps do not affect the taste that is of the bottle contents, what is in the bottle. Okay, or these secure aluminium secure caps are dash to produce, cheaper to produce. Okay, so these caps are cheaper to produce. And then there's another advantage, and these aluminum secure caps are less to use. Convenient to use. Okay, O N V E N I E N T are convenient to use. So next we have some advantages of cork bottle stoppers. Okay, and the first advantage is it suits the dash of quality products. Image. It suits the image of quality products and made from a sustainable material. Sustainable material, and then and there is easily recycled. So when you are reading the passage, keep noting these type of informations in the text. And then you see cork forests aid dash biodiversity. Biodiversity. Okay. Cork forests stop dash happening. Desertification. Desertification. Desertification happening. Okay. So cork forests they stop desertification. Okay, so in this way, this test on the first reading passage comes to end. Now we move on to next reading passage, and you should keep in mind that there will be questions of 14 to 26. Okay, next 13 questions. The first reading passage has 13 questions, the second has 13 questions, and the third one has 14 questions. So in this way, 13 plus 13 plus 6 and plus 14, it makes 40. So total are 30. This is, but these numbers can be between 12 to 15, okay, on any of the passages. And they can vary, but minimum 12, maximum 15. So this is why, so average you can see in between, that's 13, the right amount. Now we see the next reading passage is you should spend 20 minutes doing these questions, reading and see doing the test. The topic is collection as a hobby, collecting as a hobby. Now you see, after reading the passage, there will be a test like this, and you have to. So these 13 questions are again divided into two parts, perhaps. Okay, because this is 14 to 21, and so there will be 22 to 26 as well. So you need to write one word only. Okay, so complete the statements below. We need to complete the statements, and we need to write some words in between, fill in the blanks. Okay, that sort of thing, and write one word only. The writer mentions collecting dash as an example of collecting in order to make money. Antique. Next is collectors may get a feeling of triumph, and collectors clubs provide opportunities to share information. Collectors clubs offer dash with people who have a similar interests. Contact with the people who have similar interests, and the collecting 18. Collecting sometimes involves a lifelong for a special item, lifelong what? Hunt. Okay. So sometimes we are looking for a particular thing. So it is lifelong hunt. Searching for something particular may prevent the people from feeling that their life is completely and you need to write here aimless. Next is 20. Stamp collecting may be dash because it provides facts about different countries. So stamp collecting may be educational, educational. Then you see dash tends to be mostly a male hobby. Train spotting. This is one word, train spotting. Don't write in two words, okay? It is one word in the passage. So you take it from the passage the same as it is. So the train spotting tends to be mostly a male hobby. Now, question it seems to be two. Train spotting could need a hyphen in between, but anyway, it might have been used in same train spotting passage. So questions 22 to 26. Again, we have you see two false questions, type of questions. Do the following statements agree with the information given in passage on page 20 to 21? Okay, you see. Now we are going to do the questions from 22, 23, 24, like this. And we have mentioned it is on the pages 20 to 21. It's a kind of causing distraction, okay, because these numbers are very much similar to these question numbers, okay. So be very be prepared that these are type of things will happen in the test. So two, if the statement agrees with the information, false if the statement contradicts the information, and not given if there is no information on this. And sometimes they write here yes, no, and not given. But here we have true, false. So there are two type of questions: true, false, or yes. So be very careful. If this is yes, write yes. And the answer, if it is like true, false, so use true, false. So when we come to the questions, the number of people buying dolls has grown over the centuries. Not given, answer not given. Okay. No information about this have been given in the passage. 23, 16th century European dolls were normally made of wax and porcelain. This is false. Okay. So write F. But when you write transfer the answer to the answer sheet, write false. Okay. Don't write F there. Though F is acceptable, but don't take the risk. This is advice. So next is because the examiner will not be sympathetic with you. Okay. 24. Arranging a stamp collection by the size of the stamps is less common than other methods. The information not given on it. And something 25. Someone who collects unusual objects may want others to think he or she is also unusual. Okay. Well, that's true. And then we see this. Okay. Collecting gives a feeling that other hobbies are unlikely to inspire. This is true. So you can see in this way we conclude the test. We have to do attempt the questions like this and the test like this, and this is what to do in the reading test. Two, passage two. Now after the test that is of the reading passage two. In this case, you can see here it is quite fashion or it is quite usual that when there are questions like this, mostly they give passage, reading passage first and test after that. But when there are, you see, passages, paragraph or section, sometimes they say paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, okay? Sometimes they make section of the passage and they divide it into section A, B, C, and in a section, the chances there are more than one passage, okay? One paragraph, okay, not passage. There are chances more than one paragraph in one section. So passage is divided into sections. So whenever these are sections or paragraphs, this is noted, identified as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So be sure that the questions related to this, for example, what agrees to paragraph 1, section 1, what to section 2B, or what to section C. So these type of questions are given before the passage. Okay. Normally, we students sometimes they start reading here, and they go to the test after it. Okay, it's very tricky of the examiners of the test. Okay, and then they start doing the test, and they think that they have done it quite quickly, and they forget to do, or they don't have in mind that they need to do this section, question 47 to 32. And so these 6, 7 questions, they may miss them. So that means I'm missing 4, 5, 6 marks, whatever the number of these sections of paragraphs is. So in after reading passage section 1, you will see what it relates. Okay, we come to know that it relates to information here 6. So 27 is matching here with 27. Okay, so here against 27 we will write 6. That is VI. Um, VI. Okay. Then read the section B and go. I'm writing here along with so that I should know that I have already used it. So it will save my time. So after reading section B, I will come again to this, and I come to know that this option is matching to paragraph in section B, that the possibility of attracting the wrong kind of student. So right here 28, and the answer here, that is 8. Then see section C. After reading this section, again you come onto this the information to which it matches. Well, it matches to second one, 29, and write number 2 against 29. Okay. Now you read the section D and come back to this, and you see which one is matching. 4. So question 30 matches to 4. Applying a theory in an unexpected context. Okay. Now you come to this right here. 4. Then you read the section E and you try to trace the information from here. Number 3. Number 3. It is advisable when you have read section 1, you check the relevant to see information from in this part and go to other sections of the test which are after the passage, and at the same time you should find the relevant information. It will help you. If you keep reading here, actually this is a trick that is played, that you should read all these paragraphs and do these only, and when you go to do the other parts, you will have to reread it. Okay, because by that time you may miss many of the information because you read it and you have engaged yourself in doing the test, different type of question, and again when you go to other questions, chances that you make mistakes because by that time you might have forgotten. So it is advisable read section 1, do these questions here, okay, and at the same time go to other you see parts of questions. So there in normally the 13 questions are divided into 3 parts. In this case, they are divided into 3 parts, perhaps, okay, 33 to 36, and you see 37 to 40. So try to trace if there anything fits here in this questions. After reading the passage one, no, section one, you check them if there is anything fitting here in or here yes no information. Okay, so these type of information you need to collect. Okay, now I come back um, to the those questions. Here I mean to do this to what you have to do. Okay, I'm not here discussing the strategy that you should follow while doing it. Now, section when you read section F of the passage, then you come back to once again this information. Number 7 is matching right here. So write 32 and against the 32 write number 7. So this is what is done, and then we come back to other questions. Okay. Now, my method of doing these questions is that, and keep in mind, you see, they are written in a little bold words, and be careful. This type of information is we don't have to read much, okay, in this instruction. So they have been made bold, all letters capitalized. And if not, even then, maybe they have the authority to write like this, okay, in small or regular, you see, font. But for your convenience, they have made it clear no more than 2 words. So that you can use 2 words in the empty spaces provided here in these lines. So I usually take a pencil and strike the numbers, strike the line of the numbers, so they should not interfere with my thinking process when I'm doing the test. Okay, here we are. So now I will come to fill in the blanks. This is the university course and the arson for profit course. Arson for profit course. So this is a university course intended to students who are undergraduates and who are studying what now? Fire science. Okay, this subject is not very common. Fire science. So next is that the expectation is that they will become dash investigators and then you see you go to question. Investigators specializing in arson. The course will help them to detect cases of arson and find dash of criminal intent. To find evidence of criminal intent, leading to successful dash in the course. Prosecution. Prosecution in the court. So we have done the question up to 36. Next, we have questions 37 to 40, and the you see the types of questions are yes, no, not given, and type of questions are given. And yes, if the statement agrees with the views of the writer. No, if the statement contradicts the views of the writer. And yes, if it is impossible to say what the writer thinks about this. So let's see if it is yes, no, or not given. It is difficult to attract the students onto courses that do not focus on a career. Not given about this. The information's not given. Okay. The arson for profit course would be useful for people intending to set fire to buildings. Yes. Oh. In the passage, it is the same. Yes. Okay. Then we see fire science courses are too academic and to help people to be good at the job of firefighting. No. Okay. The next is the writers fire science as students, the writers fire science students provided a detailed definition of the purpose of their studies. No. So you see here we have uh, yes no type of questions. Naturally, we try to be the best, but you don't waste much of your time. And but if you don't know anything about it, you can keep writing yes, 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 or no, 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 or not given, not given. It will at least give you say credit about 25 to 33% credit you gain. Okay, chances that you hit two the correct ones. Okay. So in this way, we come to end about this what to do in the IELTS reading test. I know it has given you some idea, and when you are reading the passage, keep noting the information, the type of information that have been used in doing this test. Thank you for watching. Hope you'll find it very useful, and it will help you gain better score bands. Okay. Thank you for watching, and if you have not yet, please subscribe the channel and press the like and bell button. And to also leave the comment if it is helpful or not. Okay, but I try it; it will definitely help you. I'm quite sure. In the end, now I beg leave of you. Have a good time. Wish you all the best for the good bands test. Goodbye.